Do people in Canada have cable? Like other people?
We keep this up in the playoffs. I don't care.
And at Chili's. Is it a Chili's? At Kyle's?
Achilles.
Finally.
You don't know that?
Say it.
Fuck you! Get this guy the fuck out of here!
All right. Well, coming in at number 5, I got Anthony Stolars.
Now! Jets are winning the cup!
Thank you for watching and listening.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the NordCast. I am not your host, Nordic 97. I am Carter here, joined with Jack, who is finally back. And of course, Nordic is not here to witness this. We will never get 3 of us on at the same time ever again. But Jack, Jack, how are we doing today?
Doing good.
How we feeling about little Frank Nazar action? He's been looking.
I'm feeling
really
good. Yeah, he's been awesome to watch for Team USA. Same with Vlasic. Vlasic's been good. Nazar's been good. I think Nazar's leading USA in points, so it's been very fun.
Yeah, that honestly, that's like really impressive from him.
Yeah,
like because how old is he? He's 22, 21?
22, I think.
Yeah, he's somewhere around there.
Yeah, I mean that's a team with like Keller, Thompson, so
lot of good players on that team. I've kind of noticed, and USA is a wagon, man. USA is a wagon. Like, hey, they've been really good though, aren't they? Are they undefeated?
No, but there's a bad loss to Switzerland, and then overtime with Norway. So
we'll
see.
Okay. Not a full wagon. That's my bad. But
tough matchup tomorrow with Finland. So
yeah, Canada lost to him too in overtime.
Oh,
in a shootout, I think. Yeah, and then we beat Sweden. So good luck with that one.
Yeah, jeez.
Anyways, so we're here to kind of preview the conference finals. I know Nordic and the Block kind of did that already, but we're going to kind of touch base. We really haven't heard from Jack in a hot. When was like the last time you were on? You didn't hear for any of the second round, I don't think, eh?
No, I haven't. Last time, I don't think I've been on since I've been home. So 2 or 3 weeks ago, I want to say.
Okay, so Jack's been missing for a while here, so we got a lot of catching up to do. As far as the second round, Jack, how'd you feel about it? You enjoy the games? You not? How you kind of feel about them?
I enjoy the games because I'm not stressed about it. It's not the Blackhawks, so I'm able to actually enjoy it. I mean, Hawks haven't been in years, but yeah, it's been fun to watch. My bracket is cooked, so I'm not worrying about that.
Yeah, so is mine. It's absolutely cooked. So far, Jack, what has been kind of your favorite series?
Oh, man. I think that Edmonton-LA series was really good. Just Edmonton coming back down 2-0 and like just looking incredible. That's my cup pick. What else? Dallas and Colorado was really good. So those are my 2 favorite first round matchups there. Let me pull up the bracket really quick. Yeah.
All right, that's all he's got. All right, well that works for me. So Eastern Conference Final kicked off yesterday with Florida taking I think a 5-2 win over the Carolina Hurricanes, and Carolina has not won an Eastern Conference Finals game in their last 13. You want to talk about choke jobs? We talk about Toronto all the time, but I mean, man, not winning a game, that's bad. So right now, Florida's off to a hot start, 1-0 after an unbelievable performance from them. And Carolina didn't even look bad. They had a lot of shots, but just Sergei Bobrovsky, I think he stopped 30 out of 32 shots that came his way. So there's an unbelievable performance from him. Jack, what was kind of your thoughts on game 1, if you kind of have any, if you watched it at all?
Yeah, well, like you said, I thought Carolina looked good. And I mean, they just completely owned the Caps in 5 games last round, which was kind of shocking to me after how Washington looked in that first round against Montreal. But yeah, I mean, I expect Carolina, not to get swept this time. But knowing them, I mean, 13 straight losses, that's just insane. But yeah, I mean, it's 1 game. You could argue they were even better than the Panthers Florida. In that game. Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, Florida defending Cup champs. I mean, they're not going to be easy out. So
100% agree. I kind of watched, I didn't watch the first period because my sister was busy watching WNBA, which we could kind of touch base on Caitlin Clark a little bit because she's unreal.
Yeah.
But from the second and the third period, like Florida didn't even look like they dominated that much, but they were just putting every single chance that they had into the back of the net. And Carolina just couldn't. Sergei Bobrovsky was saving every single thing he had. And I mean, realistically, without that Jackson Blake late goal, like this is like a 5-1 game. But I mean, shots were 33-20 in favor of Carolina, and they lost by 3. So they're going to need some help, going to have to play a little bit better defensively. But I would expect Carolina to at least win one game. If they get swept again, like, I don't know who would become the scapegoat. Because is it Rod Brintamore? He's brought you to like the 1 and 2 seed like so many years in a row, and he's gotten you to the Eastern Conference Final. What is it? Back-to-back years? Did they make it 3 years ago? I can't even remember. But man, like, I don't know what Carolina does here. They got to do something to switch it up. If they lose 4 straight times in the Eastern Conference Final, swept all of them, and back-to-back years. So they gotta figure some things out, man. But if there's a team that can do it, Carolina definitely can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, Brindamore, I don't think you can really blame him. Like, he keeps leading this team to the playoffs. I mean, you can't really fire a guy who keeps leading you to the spot. At some point, you got to start looking at the players. I mean, last night was probably a little bit of puck luck that just didn't go their way. But I mean, it's still a lot of series left, and I expect Carolina to, I think they can beat Florida. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah,
I could not agree more. So with that being said, Jack, do you have any predictions for the rest of this series? You think you obviously said you think Carolina's going to get one back or something like that, but are they going to get 1, 2, 3, maybe 4?
Yeah, I think Carolina wins the series, and I mean, as of right now, I'd say 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
I think this has Game 7 written all over it. So
100%. I would not be shocked if this went to 7. However, I would also not be shocked if Florida swept them again. Just the physicality that Florida plays with. I mean, Carolina saw a little bit of that with Washington last round, but I think Florida's on a different level when it comes to playoff physicality, and they know how to play in the playoffs, and they're going to make Carolina pay.
They could be better than last year's team too.
They could. I would probably take Florida in 6. I don't see them losing any games at home. Now that they kind of have home ice advantage, I think Florida's got this one in 6.
Yeah,
that's going to be my take. But still rooting for Carolina because if Seth Jarvis wins, I might get to see the Cup. So that'd be pretty sick.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. Anyways, that sounded so sarcastic, but we're going to move past that.
No, it is cool. The one day he gets it, hopefully he brings it to you.
Hopefully. All right, moving on to the West now. 2 absolute juggernauts meeting again in back-to-back years. The Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. Dallas obviously taking down my Winnipeg Jets 4-2, which I'm not going to rant about or really touch base on because I've talked about the Jets enough, and that last game was an absolute heartbreaker of a game, but we'll digress. And then Edmonton defeated Vegas 4-1 off of a nice little late overtime goal there from Kasperi Kapanen. So both teams have actually played some unbelievable hockey and played teams that I honestly thought could have knocked both of them out. And they've fought through it the whole time. Mikko Rantanen, he has looked absolutely unbelievable in Dallas, and going up against Connor McDavid, like that is must-watch hockey right there. And Stuart Skinner, man, give the guy credit. He was hot for Edmonton. He was so good. He played so well in the second round. So I wonder if he's going to keep it up. And Jake Ottinger has been just an absolute stud. And I mean, he's making a strong case for the USA starter in the Olympics next year, making a very strong case. But Jack, we got game 1 tonight. Who do you got taking game 1, and what can we look to see? On top of that, who's taking the series?
Oh man, well, I think game 1, man. I mean, Edmonton's been hot. They've been hot. I mean, taking down Vegas in 5. Vegas is probably the better team. Well, obviously not because Edmonton beat them, but I mean,
Fair.
on paper,
On
I'd say,
paper.
yeah, Vegas is better. So yeah, they take them down in 5. I think they ride that momentum, and I think they win this game 1 tonight, and I think they win the series. And I'd say 6. Ottinger's been very good though. I mean, Dallas has just been. I mean, the backbone of that team has been Ottinger and Rantanen the whole playoffs. I mean, they've both been crazy. So
Yeah, I could not agree. I think that this series has 7 written all over it. Like Dallas has probably had the toughest road to this spot. I think out of probably any team, having to go against Colorado, who bought hard at the deadline, like Brock Nelson they brought in and so many other guys, and they shipped off a lot to get some of these guys, and they went all in and beat them in 7. The Jets, the President's Trophy champions, beat them in 6, right? And now you're going up against Edmonton and Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Evan Bouchard. Like there's so many guys on that Edmonton team. So Dallas, I think, has gone through the hardest road if they can make it to the Cup final. I think Dallas is going to take this one in 7. I just really like how Jake Ottinger's been. He has been just a brick wall. He made so many big saves against Winnipeg, and he was unbelievable. And then, of course, Mikko Rantanen, probably like outside of maybe McDavid, he is probably the Conn Smythe favorite right now. And it is unbelievable to see just watching how much he struggled going from Colorado to Carolina and then went back and over to Dallas, and just watching him put up points. It's really amazing to see. So I'm expecting this to go 7. I think Dallas will probably win tonight because they do have home ice advantage. But I think Dallas has this one in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't go wrong with the Cup matchups that we could potentially get.
No.
I don't know, man. I like to see a rematch. Usually I don't say that, but man, I'd like to see a rematch between these two teams. I mean, they're both so well like matched. It's just such a good matchup to me, and it was last year, and I think it would be again. Just with Edmonton coming back, wanting revenge, and then the Panthers wanted to defend their cup. I mean, that'd just be incredible to me. And obviously, I have Oilers winning it, so on my bracket. So hopefully, they could pull it off.
I agree. I think the storylines for pretty much almost everything here would just be unreal. I mean, I guess the only Carolina storyline really is Dallas and Mikko Rantanen. Like that's the only storyline I see with Carolina. But like you go to Edmonton, Florida, like revenge or whatever, Dallas and Florida. Like I don't know what the storyline would be there. I guess there's really only 2 storylines, but
yeah, I mean for Dallas and Carolina, like getting to the Stanley Cup final would be a huge step for them. I mean, both of them haven't made it in a long time. Well, Dallas did recently, but I mean, yeah, like those 2 teams have had deep runs, but they just can't get over the hump. So, I mean, I think that's the biggest storyline for those 2 teams.
Like which team can complete getting over the hump? I agree. Yeah. I think that Dallas, Florida not Dallas, Florida. I think Edmonton, Florida would probably be the best one. McDavid trying to get his revenge and all that. So I think that would be probably the best case scenario from a marketing perspective for sure.
Yeah, right.
So that kind of concludes that. Jack, you kind of said that you have Edmonton kind of winning the cup that you have in your bracket. I'm assuming you're sticking with it.
Yep. After they went down 2-0 in the first round, I was like, oh man, I'm regretting this. They have no goaltending, no defense, but Skinner, like you said, he really stepped it up last round. Yeah. And I mean, he shocked me, proved me wrong.
I'm just as shocked as you, even though Pickard played unbelievable in the first round, and then sucks that he got hurt there though, because that sucks. But hey, Stuart Skinner came in, did not miss a beat. He picked up and he looked so confident in that net. So that is kind of our preview for that here. So we're going to jump into a few topics here. First one that I kind of wanted to discuss comes from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, so many rumors have come out regarding the core 4, Brendan Shanahan, all these other external factors and everything. So I kind of wanted to know, Jack, if you're the owner of the Toronto Maple Leafs here, who are you keeping? Who's gone? what's going to happen. And then on top of that, I'll get into a little bit into Matthew Nyes and what his offseason could potentially look like. So kind of what would you kind of do as the owner here of Toronto?
Well, I think I'd be a bad owner and keep everyone, to be honest with you. I think I'd be selfish and keep the same team. But yeah, this is why I'm not an NHL owner. But I think Marner, you got to let go. I mean, there definitely has to be changes here. I mean, like we said, that's another team that just can't get over the hump. And it's been years now, same thing, same team. But Matthew's generational. I mean, can't get rid of him. I think their overall goal would be to stay competitive while making changes. So I think that means letting Marner walk, maybe bringing in another guy of his caliber. I don't know really who you would bring in, but I mean, if they could pull something like that off, I mean, that'd be good for them. But yeah, like you said, Nyes, I mean, is he going to get an offer sheet? Like, you don't really know what's going to happen. And I mean, the captain Tavares, like, I don't know, man. I think Tavares and Marner is probably gone, and then Nyes, I could see that going either way.
Yeah, I agree. I think as much as it would suck, I would love to keep Mitch Marner on this team. I think that he's a Toronto kid, and you took him 4th overall. Like, he should just be the guy that should start and end his career as a Toronto Maple Leaf, but I don't think it's going to end that way. So there's a couple guys that they could go after to kind of replace him. One that would suck, and I don't think is going to happen because I think he's going to stay, is Nick Ehlers. I think Ehlers could be a guy that they go out. He's got kind of some speed as Mitch Marner. Not really as much playmaking, and the point totals doesn't have the stats to kind of back it up. But he'd be a guy that you could get for cheaper than Marner, and you could go out and get a depth piece. Granlund could also be a guy that you go out and get. So there is some guys you could get that could help replace him, but I would want to keep Marner, but I don't think that that's going to happen. John Tavares, he's someone who said that it's not about the money anymore. He just wants to play in Toronto. He just wants to end his career as a Toronto Maple Leaf, which is nice because you could probably get him for a pretty cheap deal. Like, I'd assume you could probably get him for like $5-6 million bucks, and he had like 70 points last year, right? So you're not gonna be paying that $8, $9, $10 million price tag or the $11 million that you are currently paying. But you'll get him on a cheaper deal, which can allow him to build some depth, because I think that he does also want to win a cup as well. And then I think Brendan Shanahan should be gone. Like, how many times is he going to attempt it with the same core? So I think Shanahan's gone. And and then Matthew Nyes, I mean, man, you can't let this guy walk. You can't. I think that he is going to be there's probably their second most important piece outside of Austin Matthews, because this guy just screams exactly what you want in the playoffs. He'll hit guys, he'll score, he'll pass, he's in front of the net every time, he'll take the beatings. He's just exactly what you want. So do whatever you can to keep him. But I think there are going to be some teams that are going to send offers his way. But he said that he wants to stay in Toronto. But that's happened with plenty of players where they say, I want to stay, I'm not leaving. Offer sheets aren't going to happen. But we're going to see what happens when a team maybe slides him $10-11 million his way, and Toronto's offering him 8.5, 9. But I think that Toronto should pay it no matter what. I think he's a great player. I wouldn't say he's like generational, because that's a lot, but I think that he is a special type of player.
He's kind of reminds me of like a Brandon Hagel type guy, just a little bit more skilled. But yeah, I mean, in all likelihood, I think Toronto does keep him. I mean, they'll have money, especially if Marner's out of there, Tavares is out of there. So they'll have the money to, extend him, maybe a little bit of an overpay. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But I mean, yeah, they'll definitely have money this offseason to spend, and it'll just be interesting to see what they do with all of it. So
I completely agree. And then on top of that, speaking of Brendan Shanahan, the New York Islanders have asked for permission to talk to Brendan Shanahan for a front office position. That is so confusing, because this guy is getting ripped on for being bad at building the Leafs and then a rebuilding team, which granted, he did help rebuild the Toronto Maple Leafs a bit, kind of, in a sense. He kind of retooled them a little bit. But it's kind of funny that that's where he is.
Yeah.
He's potentially going to a rebuilding team after a rebuild where he can't get over the hump.
Yeah, and that's true. I don't think he's entirely to blame, but I mean, he definitely a lot of blame goes to him. But I mean, we say with players like a change of scenery. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. I mean, who knows?
That is a fair point. So
Yeah.
I think that's probably going to wrap up our Leafs talk unless you have anything else to add.
Yeah, no, not really. I think Marner's gone.
I could not agree more. So I don't think we have any other kind of news topics unless you have any off the top of your head. Nothing?
I don't think so.
All right. We're going to quickly talk free agency a bit. I know that we are kind of jumping the gun, but with all this Mitch Marner, and there's a lot of guys who have been kind of eliminated from the postseason already, and there are some big names in free agency. Now, some of these guys can get signed before free agency by their respective teams. We could see a lot of re-signings, but that's not happening yet. So we're going to give kind of our takes on where we think some of these guys will go, and just kind of what we think with them. So starting it off, the guy we just talked about, Jack, where is Mitch Marner going?
Oh man, I mean, I'd say a upcoming team. Call me biased, but I mean, Chicago Blackhawks.
And there it is.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a little bit of news and rumblings around there, and I think another like under the radar team would be someone like the Anaheim Ducks. But yeah, I'd say like a young and upcoming team would be very appealing to him.
I agree. I think that anything young and kind of coming up is one that he would be after. Now, I've heard a lot about kind of the Flames as being a team. There's a lot of teams that are like, there's so many teams that are in the mix. And I think that Mitch Marner is really going to see like, wow, there's a lot of offers on the table here for me. Now, another thing is I saw that there's a chance that he does not want to play in Canada anymore. Mm-hmm. So that's a big selling point there too. So that'll be something to look out for. I think that there's a few teams that I could see him going to. I think he could go to Chicago as one. I think that would honestly make a lot of sense. I think he'd be great to build off of with Connor Bedard. Plus, they have another top 3 pick coming up. So getting Mitch Marner and having your top 3 pick, like I think that would just be an absolute home run of an offseason. If you're the Chicago Blackhawks. Utah is another one that I've kind of seen floating around. You're a new franchise. You might as well go out and just get an absolute pure, unbelievable player in Mitch Marner to really help sell some more tickets. But I would love to see him in the orange and black. That'd be so awesome. Him and Mishkov on a line. Ooh.
Yeah, it's definitely a chance.
There's a chance. Apparently, my dad was telling me apparently the Flyers had the second highest odds to sign him.
Oh wow, like betting wise?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that'd be pretty nice. If Vegas is correct on that, ooh, that'd be really nice. But yeah. I don't think that's the case, and I'm not going to get my hopes up here.
It's like we don't know what Marner's thinking. Like, would he take less money to play somewhere where he wants to play, or is he just going to take the highest offer? Like, we have no idea. So,
because it's not like he's got loyalty right now, because Toronto doesn't seem to want him. So loyalty's not really a thing for him.
Might wait things out till the last minute. So
would not blame him.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to another Toronto boy here, John Tavares. Do you think he's gonna stay? I think he's gonna stay.
I don't think so.
No, you think he's gone?
Nope. I think he's gone.
Where's he going?
How about like a Colorado or a Tampa?
Ooh. I like that take. I like that.
I don't know.
I could see him there too, kind of ring chasing a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that he stays in Toronto though. That's my thing. I think he'll do whatever it takes to get something done in Toronto, unless he's offered like $3 million and they just spit in his face basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's still a 70-point guy, so I mean he'll probably still get a decent contract, but I think for him, it doesn't seem to be about the money. I think it's about staying in Toronto. So
definitely,
it's what I'll stick with there. Next up on the list, we got Nikolai Ehlers, the Winnipeg Jet. Jack, where is Nick Ehlers going?
Oh man, Nick Ehlers is going to the LA Kings.
Whoa,
That's my prediction.
That's so out of left field.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't even think LA.
I think LA is going to take one more crack at it. I mean, they better hope that they don't get Edmonton in the first round. But I mean, that was a good team this year. That was a good team. They would not lose that.
They were favored, man. They were favored.
Yep.
They started up 2-0.
I know.
Brutal. Nah, he's staying. I don't think that he's gonna leave. But if he's asking like $9 million, I wouldn't pay him. I'd pay him $8 million. $8's my max for him. But if he doesn't stay, I mean, if they don't get Mitch Marner, I could see Chicago going for him. Yeah, I could see that.
Nope.
They
could
could
see
use
like Minnesota, maybe.
Minnesota too. I'd hate if he went. If he goes anywhere in the Central, I'll be pretty pissed. Well, I guess I said Chicago, but Chicago would make sense. But I think he's somewhere in there. Next up, we got a Chicago boy, Ryan Donato. Is he a UFA? He's a UFA, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, Jack, is he staying? Is he going to be a Blackhawk for life?
I don't know about for life, but I think maybe
for
like
the next 8 years.
Yeah, jeez, he's already getting up there in age, I think. But I think we're maybe looking at like a 2 or 3 year deal. I mean, he had a good year. I think he enjoys playing in Chicago. I think there's already been some internal discussions as what I've heard. So I think he stays.
How old is he?
29, I want to say.
I thought he was younger than that. I thought he was like 25. I'm probably wrong. You'd know better than I would. But I don't know why. He always just screamed young guy to me.
He's 29. Yep.
Okay. Wow. That kind of shocks me a little. I thought he was younger, but
no.
I think that he's probably gonna stay. If not, I think he's gonna. Oh, excuse me. I think I could see Detroit taking a stab at him. I could see him going there.
Fit, yeah.
Next up, we got a lot of Chicago relations here. Patrick Kane. Where's he going?
I think he's going to stay in Detroit.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what was he? 1 year deal? Maybe he just signs another 1 year deal.
And he just keeps signing 1 year deals.
Yeah, he might. I mean, he was talking about it. Like, he's got his family there. Like, his family's relocated there. Like, his son is best friends with the Brinket's son. Like, you can't split those two boys apart.
No, you can't. That's fair. You think that's why he just keeps doing 1 year deals? Because in case
I think it's part of it.
In case the Brinket gets traded, he's like, no, I'm leaving in the offseason.
Yeah, those guys are besties, man. Kane and the Brinket are besties, and their sons are besties.
That's pretty awesome. All right, last one that we're going to talk about. Rest of the guys are not going to talk about just because they're kind of in playoffs still, and I think winning a cup could sway them certain directions. Last guy, Brock Nelson, who I think is probably the hardest guy to read because this guy doesn't look like he ever smiles.
No, he doesn't. he's all business. I don't know, man. I could see him staying in Colorado, but I could also see him going to another contending team, a team that we know will be contending next year. Like, I don't know, maybe Minnesota, Vegas, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that.
Mm-hmm.
I would wonder. I do think he could return to the Islanders. I don't know why. I think he just kind of screams New York to me.
Yeah.
I could also see a potential Tampa. I could see. No, I don't think Washington would be able to. Maybe New Jersey goes after him because they could use some depth, especially if Jack Hughes ever goes down again.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
So I'd say one of those two would be kind of my guess here for Brock Nelson. Any other intriguing prospects you want to talk about?
Any prospects?
They're not prospects. Sorry, free agents.
Free agents. I don't know. I think those are all kind of the big name guys.
That's
Any
fair.
goalies in there? I don't know. I'm not really all caught up with this.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about goalies.
I don't know.
We'll get into it kind of more. So that's just kind of to touch
Yeah.
base on him a little
Yep.
bit, especially with all the Mitch Marner talk
Mhm.
and everything like that. So before we hang up, we're just going to quickly touch base on one last thing here. The IHF World Championships. Jack, I know you've been paying pretty close attention to it.
Yep.
I haven't really, but who have won you've been most impressed with outside of Frank Nazar, because I know you're a big Frank Nazar guy.
Yep.
And who's taken gold?
Oh man. It's Switzerland's look really good. I think they're definitely in conversation for that. But I think like MVP wise, Nico Heischer's look really good. I mean, leading that team, leading Team Switzerland. Teuvo Teravainen's look really good for Team Finland. And yeah, obviously Nazar, but I can't say him. So yeah, I'd say those three guys have been like the top three most impressive for me.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the stats kind of right now, and I mean, I'm shocked with some of the names that are up here. Like David Pasternak's up here.
Oh yeah, him. He's been good.
That's so impressive. Pasternak's at 2 points per game, which I mean, he's one of the best in the NHL.
There's some more checks up there, right? Like Marty Natchez, I want to say.
Yeah, I think I don't see Natchez.
Oh really?
Well, I don't know if he went.
Natchez is there because I just watched USA.
Okay, well then maybe he is, but he's not on any of the top points. But like,
surprising.
Travis Konechny is 4th in points.
Jeez.
What? And then
Where's McKinnon on there? Is McKinnon up there?
second. He's second.
Okay.
He's got 13. He's got 7 goals, 6 assists.
I figured.
10 penalty minutes though. Damn, TK's rubbing off on him.
Yeah.
Both of them have 10.
Really?
Crosby's got 6. Canada is just a bunch of goons right now.
Yeah, they're pissed.
Holy.
They are pissed.
Oh my goodness. Cooley's got 8? What is going on? All these guys that don't fight are getting after it. But anyways, who you got taking it? Who's taking the
Oh man. I'd say Sweden. Sweden.
Sweden?
They're the hosts. They'll have the fans on their side. They got a good roster. Forsberg and the guys. I go Sweden.
That is, yeah. Can't.
USA
say
never wins it, so I can't pick them.
That's fair.
They're disappointing when it comes to this tournament.
I am going to take. I mean, I think Canada could probably win it.
Mm-hmm. That first line is ridiculous. So
Yeah, no, it's actually unbelievable.
mm-hmm.
I think it'll be Canada or Sweden who takes it. I think either Sweden gets the revenge versus Canada, or Canada just double dips on them. But
Yeah,
very, very impressive so far. As far as that, and then last thing before we go, we didn't get you for our kind of mock draft. So, assuming Matthew Schaefer and Michael Misa go 1 and 2,
mm-hmm.
who do you want the Chicago Blackhawks to take at 3?
Oh man, I would say Hagens, but I think I'm going to go Porter Martone. I mean, a bigger guy than Hagens. I think that's what the Hawks' biggest need is right now, power forward. And I think pairing him alongside Bedard, who's a little bit smaller. I think Porter Martone would be perfect for him. So,
All right. Well, there it is. The Chicago fans take. Anyways, that is going to do it for episode 108 of the NordCast. Jack, any final thoughts?
go USA. Hopefully they can pull something off. I mean, they've been disappointing at this tournament. Hopefully things change this year. Big game tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, big free agency coming up and a couple big series coming up.
There we go. All right. And that is going to do it, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you all in the next one.
Thank you guys so much for watching or listening to yet again another episode of the NordCast. If you enjoyed, please subscribe down below or follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you want to follow us on TikTok, we are at NordCast. If you want to follow us on Instagram or Twitter, follow at NordCast_. That'll do it for this episode. I'm Nordic. Thanks for listening from all the crew, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.